I'm appreciating that Too Lazy to Try has been going after a lot of the right-wing grifters like Liver King and other dudes like that, misogynists and red pill creeps. But I could always tell from the rhetoric that he would approach those videos from that he was consuming their content, so he partially agreed with them. Not sure if I could paint him as some kind of right-wing figure, wouldn't want to, because honestly often I agree with him, and I think that the beat that he's chosen when it comes to covering the grifters and the greed of them has been pretty on point. And I think it's fair to criticize the look of activism when people seem to be flaunting their wealth, but I think that misses the point, cause really you're just ignoring the whole trip and the reason they went. It wasn't just for enjoyment, it was to bring some attention and some actual aid to the people, cause they need it before the military inevitably deploys on their land and tries to take it. Don't you think it's poignant? Like, man, maybe more important than pointing out how much someone's outfit might have cost or their glasses or something, Googling it after the fact. Why don't you Google what America's doing on the shores of Cuba? So sure that we should take that back then and take their traction. Matter of fact, see how far that goes back on a map, how long we've been at them, at their throats, trying to eliminate any chance that they have at economic growth. And that's the context that activists want to use as a way to go there and bring some people some joy, maybe some things that they might need. And even if you view it as performative, it's still going there and making an example of how people can be doing it, and informing them on what it actually looks like to make activism a part of your life that's normative. And that's much better than what a lot of these people on YouTube are doing, trying to criticize anybody, whether it's comedians or someone better or someone worse like Bert Kreischer, just trying to stay on the fence with it because they know they're attracting a lot of right-wing audience with it that are going along with their narrative, and so they don't want to alienate them because they like that cheddar that they get from it. So really it makes you not much better than the grifters that you're talking about if you're not actually willing to take a political stance on these issues that you're making a living talking about, and you're just obscuring the issue, talking about what someone's wearing and not actually the reason they went to the island in the first place and what America's doing there, and just skipping over that completely just shows the ignorance that you have. Some of the most educated population anywhere in the world is in Cuba, so what that means is they know that even when the wealthy Americans come, as long as they're bringing some aid and they're bringing some attention, which no one ever brings them. Picture every rich person from America that you can think of. None of them are doing the things that Hasan and Chris Smalls did, trying to bring the spotlight to Cubans so people can hear them, and doing interviews with them on the streets to see what they're going through in this blackout and these horrible conditions that we oppose upon them. And people like Too Lazy to Try will try to get on the right side of the issue as soon as it's become blown up large enough that they can pick who they want to go with. So they'll kind of gesture at a genocide or Israel, but really they just want to stay away from topics like that because they don't feel comfortable talking about it. Why is that? Because they don't know and they don't do research, and they're too lazy to try, too lazy to dig in and see what type of information actually might be behind it. And Hasan is too easy of a target because he comes off as someone who's trying to reach a certain market, and to an extent that's true, but if you're paying attention to what he's barking and what he's actually doing in his career and how he goes about it, it's one of the best examples of how to have a left-wing ethic and how to be about the shit you speak about that we've seen on certainly the Twitch scene or anything like it. So saying he didn't stay at the right hotel or he should have done the trip in a way that you like is kind of missing the point. Nobody there has lights, and of course the government wanted him to come so he could bring attention. One of the only voices in America, well, they'll let him. Don't you think that that's something worth bringing people's views to so they can see through new lenses than the ones we give them, giving shit to the Cuban people for no reason. But you can see that Cuba, even under the crushing boot of American sanctions, is still able to do amazing things like create a vaccine on their own during COVID, and have an educated population with great doctors because the training they're getting from the government, the actual investment in the infrastructure and the people that live there is is next level compared to what we're doing. That's why we had to block off their oil from a different place and different shipment that has nothing to do with us. That was the only way that we could get them blacking out the way they have. And trust, Trump is gonna go after them the first moment that he has, but he stepped in this quagmire in the Middle East, and so now it looks like he's stuck and he's gonna be there for a while. Probably can't afford to divert resources in a different direction, because that's gonna hurt the incursion in Iran. So he's putting that on pause for the minute, just leaving them in the dark and leaving them to die and starve. And that's why people like Hasan go in there, even if you feel like they're flaunting or flexing, who gives a fuck? Somebody needs to go and bring those people something, and also show Americans what we're doing. But what you're doing, too lazy to try, is bringing attention to the wrong things and stupid drama. These are not right-wing grifters that are just talking on podcasts or talking about their mama or how their fucking audience is poor, so they don't give a fuck about the struggles of them, like Tom Segura. This is someone who actually stands for something and makes an effort to go for it. And there's criticisms to be had. I've criticized Hasan before in the past, and I get it. He seems like someone who comes off as willing to show the wealth that he has, and sometimes I think that's a bit distasteful. But the fact is, he's doing exactly what someone who cares about these things with a passion should be doing, and that's why it's not worth criticizing him more than criticizing these right-wing goofs. But yeah, taking a fucking fence sit inside is really just gonna group you in with the Ben Shapiros and the fucking Zionists. So if that's the direction that you're trying to go, it's actually a similar argument when it comes to Cuba and why we're trying this. So if that's what you're feeling like you support, then I suggest you try it.